Alright, I've had several people say that they've have a little trouble with the whole combining like terms. So I'm going to do a little mini lesson for that. So if I've got some positive chips and some negative chips, and let me just pull out a bunch of these, just some random amounts. Alright, so if I want to combine the like terms, all my positives are like, and all my negatives are grouped. If I wanted to create this into an actual math problem, I would have positive 4 plus negative 3. And of course, if we do our chips so that they cancel each other out, we end up with a positive as our answer. So again, combining like terms is simply putting together the things that are similar, that have the same kind of thing. So a positive value and a negative value would be separated. Alright. Now I can put this in terms of numbers. So I have all these numbers up here. 442, negative 4, 42, negative 3.5, negative 127, and 8.5. If I wanted to combine the like terms, I would put together all my positive values. So I'd put these all together, and I would put together all my negative values. So that's just a matter of just grouping them together. Right now I don't have any operations, so this is just a matter of all my positives to one side, all my negatives to the other. I can take this to the next level and start adding operations. So now I have added plus signs. So I'm adding all these together. Well, to make this simpler, because we have the addition property of association, we can associate. That's who you hang out with. So I'm going to rewrite all of this and make all my positive values hang out together. And because it's addition, I'm not changing any values. All I'm doing is regrouping them so that they're associated with the same kind of terms. And because I'm adding this, I'm going to add this group of friends to this group of friends. That one didn't want to go. So I'm going to simply do this. And now at this point it becomes just adding. I add all my positive values together. So 442 plus 42 plus 8.5, and I end up with 492.5. And because I'm doing addition, I've grouped all those friends, so all my positives have been combined because they're like terms, they're all positive values. I'm going to do the same thing with my negative group of friends. Because the signs are the same, I'm just going to add their values. So 4 plus 3.5 plus 127, I get 134.5. I don't know why that's acting goofy, but we'll fix that. And because the signs are all the same, I know that my value is going to be a negative value. Make that red so you can see that difference. So all I did was reassociate, group them by their positives and negatives. And because it's addition, we can do that. It's the additive property of association. Again, who you associate, who you hang out with. So we just made our positive friends and our negative friends, and now we're going to add those together. So we have two different signs. It's addition, so it's going to be 492.5 and we're going to subtract 134.5. So we end up with 358 as our answer. And we don't have to say positive 358. If we don't put a negative symbol on there, it's implied. We don't have to put a positive. If it's negative, we do have to put that because that makes a huge difference. Alright, so here we have associative property. We just group our same types of numbers with their same types of friends. And this is all addition. Now we're going to take it up to the level of where we're at today, where we're with our lessons. So I've got the same group of numbers. The difference is I changed this from an addition to a subtraction. So my very first step is I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to add its opposite. This is fine because I'm not subtracting. This is where we're going to start doing that add the opposite rule because this is a subtraction problem. So I'm going to change the sign and I'm going to make this to its opposite, which is a negative 42. Of course, that doesn't change. We're still going to add that. Here we have our subtraction. So I'm going to change this symbol into an addition. And this negative is going to become its opposite. We're going to add its opposite. So the opposite of negative 127 is positive 127. And our 8.5 stays the same. So now here we are, just like the previous slide. It's all addition. We've rewritten it so that we have all addition. So now we can just put our little friends together who hang out together. So all our little positive friends are going to hang out with each other. I'm going to put them there. So I'm just changing who they associate with. And we're going to put all our little negative friends. Of course, you guys are awesome and don't have any negative friends, right? And we can get rid of that. So now, I reorganized everything. They're associated with their positive friends. The negatives are all associated together. It's all addition, so we're going to add them up. So 442 plus 127 plus 8.5. I end up with a nice value of 577.5. And because it's addition, now we have the same signs. These are all negative values. So we're just going to add them and keep the sign. So 4 plus 42 plus 3.5, and we're going to end up with our nice little number. Now, because the signs are all negative, we're going to keep that negative value. So we have negative 49.5. Alright, we're going to finalize this. We have different signs, so we're going to take the larger value and subtract the smaller value. Right now our positive number is the larger value, so that means our answer is going to be a positive answer. So we can change that to green for positive. So we have 577.5. And we're going to subtract 49.5, and we end up with 528 as our final answer. I hope this helps some of y'all who have been struggling with the, how do we put the negatives together? Also, how do we do our, change our subtraction into an addition by adding its opposite? And I'll go ahead and add, so if you want to go back in the video so you can see everything, each step. So again, I'm adding the opposite right here. So that's going to become negative 42. Add, that stays the same. Adding the opposite of negative 127 is a positive 127. And then this guy stays the same. So there's that missing line, that so you can see how we got to each step. You can go back and forth in this video. You can watch as many times as you want. You can come back to it later. I do hope this helps you, and if you still need some help, remember, I'm online 3 times a day. All you got to do is join. Until then, I will see you online.